Hi, my name is Royletta Romaine, and I'm the owner of Healing by the Forkful. I'm a registered dietitian, and I'm also licensed and a certified LEAP therapist from Boston, Mass. LEAP stands for Lifestyle Eating and Performance. I help my patients reduce or stop symptoms of inflammation, fibromyalgia, irritable bowel syndrome, and migraines with food, not medicine. You can find me on Instagram at Healing by the Forkful or email me at healingbytheforkfulrd@gmail.com. My mini podcast is short and to the sweet, short and sweet and to the point. I'm losing it. Three times, about 3 times a month, I will aim to bring you a new person who has been helped by what I call a personalized anti-inflammation blueprint. Please send me an email if you have questions or would like to be on the podcast. My hope is to reach as many people as I can. So, welcome to Healing by the Forkful. Let's get started. So, just so you know, I call LEAP, which is lifestyle eating and performance, an individualized inflammation blueprint. Okay, so today we have a fellow RD who is also a certified LEAP therapist, and like most of us who want to know how to deal with patients, how to treat patients when they're going through this. She's actually taken the MRT, and she is currently following the protocol as we speak. So I'm going to let Anna introduce herself. She, as I said, she has her own practice, the Clear Skin Dietitian. So here's Anna. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Anna Speegle. I live in Idaho and I've been here for about 11 years, I guess, almost 12. And yeah, I'm this the clear skin dietitian. I have worked I kind of take like the regular route that most dietitians do after they finished their internship, and I've worked in several hospitals over the years and some long-term care centers. But I started my private practice because I wanted to help people get well because they wanted to get well and to really like prevent chronic disease. Um, and so that's kind of where I'm at. And
Awesome.
I have a husband and 3 kids, and we're making it.
Yes, we're living the dream. So, can you tell us what your symptoms were and a diagnosis if you have one?
So I didn't really have any diagnoses. I just, especially after having COVID, was not feeling good. I just was so tired all the time. And the most recent and the most, the symptom that like bothered me the most was I was having reflux, really bad reflux, and it was keeping me up at night, even though it had been like 4 or 5 hours since I had eaten. And so
Wow.
I would be sitting up on the couch because I wasn't going to lay down with reflux and not losing sleep over it. Um, and so I had gone through the training to become a certified lead therapist just this last summer and knew that I wanted to do this on myself just to see, like obviously I've heard lots of great success stories from other dietitians that their clients have really improved so much with the following the LEAP protocol, and I want to see what it could do for me. But also, like, I wanted to understand as a practitioner, how is this going to feel for my patients when I ask them to do this? How are my clients going to feel? Like, what is going to be hard for them? And I wanted to be able to empathize with them. So I don't know. I would say like the biggest thing was GERD. And the second biggest thing was fatigue and like brain fog. And I
Mhm.
was going through my symptom survey, and like most of it was just like a little here and a little there. Um, and so yeah, it's definitely made a difference though.
So, how long you said you kind of felt things going on during COVID when a lot of us were home and really able to really like zone in on things that were bothering us. How long had you really, if you look back, really suffered with some of those symptoms that you just described?
So like really fatigue. I got COVID really bad in 2021. Like I was in bed for a month.
Wow.
And like it was bad. Like
Knocked you
I never
out.
went to the hospital or anything, but I all of my energy was sucked out of me. And there were a few moments where I thought maybe I should be going to the hospital now. I feel like I can't breathe very good. But I made it through. But not obviously not unscathed because I feel like my body has been out of whack since then, and I wondered. I was hopeful that this would be a reset, but also like COVID in and of itself is very inflammatory,
Right.
and I was hopeful that by following the LEAP protocol that I would be able to reduce my inflammation and to kind of move the needle on some of those things that I hadn't been able to do with anything else.
Right. Right.
So that was like, I don't know, 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
3-ish
Enough
years ago.
time. Yeah, enough time to not feel good.
Yeah.
What did you try before Leap to decrease these symptoms?
So, I mean, like for fatigue, one of the main things I was doing was just trying to make sure that I was eating well and exercising and getting good sleep and making sure, of course, like that I'm taking the vitamins that I needed to take. Um, just to help make sure that everything was running really well. And even when I was, it's hard to be perfect all the time, right?
Right.
But even when I was doing everything that I should, and that was pretty much like all I did was focus on my health, and nothing
Didn't clear
really
up.
changed.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really frustrating for me.
Okay. I could definitely understand that. So, um, you took the MRT test, you got your results, and then you started on the protocol. What do you think
Yeah.
was, oh,
No, you're good.
I thought you said no. I'm like, huh?
Yes. Yes. I took
What do
the
you
test
think
in
the hardest
September.
part about being on the protocol was?
Um, well, for me, I was prepared, like I mentally prepared myself for like, okay, the first couple weeks are going to be hard. Like I just was like, I'm just going to get through it and it's going to be okay and I'm going to feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but still like I already cook most of my food from scratch, so that wasn't a huge change for me, but I was so surprised about some things that I would buy from the store and I'm like, man, I didn't realize that that has corn syrup in it.
Right.
Like saltines. Or, I did not know, maybe as a dietitian I should have known, but baking powder has cornstarch in it. I didn't know that. And so I had to find a bunch of different swaps. And of course I've found like, um, baking powder that doesn't have cornstarch in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can still bake. I
Thank
like
God,
to
at
bake.
least you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's other alternatives, but like that just was easiest. So I mean, just I kind of did like a mind shift of I'm reading all the labels. I'm gonna know what I can and cannot have,
Mhm.
and I thought if I'm gonna do this, I'm going all in.
And the thing of it
Um,
is that we work with people to help them focus on what they can eat, so they don't feel
yeah,
deprived, and we help them find substitutions for
workarounds.
those foods, which is very
Yeah,
important.
that's really what I wanted to do is okay. I have this list of things that I'm red and yellow reactive to. How am I gonna work this around? And so, one of my highest thing was olives. And my family loves Italian food, and I love to eat olives. Like I like olives in my salad.
And you think
I like to
olives
eat like
anti-inflammatory for
Mediterranean
everybody,
salad
right?
with Kalamata olives. And there's not really a workaround for that, but I can't use the regular spaghetti sauce that I use, and so I've had to just go from like plain tomato sauce and make my own at home. And so that's been different. And really like I would say long term the hardest thing is watching my family eat things that I want to eat that I've decided not to eat, right? Like I'm choosing not to eat it. But I'm like, man, that looks so good.
And that's the key. You get to choose to not eat it because there are some foods where they are dose dependent. So you might be able to have a little bit, but you're not as big of a serving or as much as you wanted before. So it's not about
Well,
always
yeah.
taking everything away.
And I'm still like, I'm only like 4 months past my past my blood draw. And so I had, or like not really my blood draw, like since I started the protocol. And so I haven't introduced any of my reds yet. And to be honest, I haven't even introduced all of my yellows.
Yeah.
Just because like some of them, like it is not as big of a deal. But I just want to be cautious and really just be able to pay attention to my body and not undo all of the good that I've done in the last 4 months either.
Absolutely. And you feel so good. You're kind of like, do I really
Yeah.
want to to risk this? You know what I mean? So
Definitely. Well, and like I will tell you from day one, the moment I started the LEAP program till now, I have not had any reflux at
whoa.
all. Like that was pretty major for me. And another very surprising thing for me was I normally have sensitive teeth and I use like a prescription strength. I had been using a prescription strength toothpaste with potassium nitrate in it for tooth sensitivity. And I was red for that. And so I stopped using that.
Wow.
And the next time I went to the dentist and like they were cleaning my teeth, I didn't have any problems with tooth sensitivity.
That's crazy because that is what it was for. That's what that special toothpaste is for. And then you
Right.
stop doing it. That's
And it got
insane.
better. Isn't that
Insane.
crazy? Like that's counterproductive to what you'd think would happen, but that was my experience.
Now, were there any other foods that you found strange that you would be sensitive to?
Strawberries and lemon, but I'm assuming maybe those were contributing to my GERD or my reflux. I don't know. I wasn't diagnosed with GERD, but like they were maybe contributing to my reflux because I was
The
eating a
acid.
lot of strawberries. They were in season and they were delicious, and I was gobbling them up over the summer because I just love strawberries and they're good for you, right?
Right.
But apparently my body didn't think that wasn't working for me. So like a lot of like that, those were surprising to me that like all these foods that we say are healthy
Mm-hmm.
that my body was reacting to.
Right. Right.
And then like in the yellows, the things that were surprising to me were spinach and broccoli and oats and like again, all
All
very
the healthy
healthy,
foods.
nutrient dense foods and my body was having trouble with them. Now I have introduced all three of those back and I'm not having any problems. So like obviously we can see like there's some healing of the gut going on there.
Right.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
obviously what we want.
Yep. Yep. So we all feel a little bit better. Um, how long was it before you actually felt the relief?
So like I said before, like it was immediate
Mm-hmm.
for the GERD, for the reflex, it was immediate.
Okay.
I would say though, by the end of the first week-ish, like you know, when you're getting older and your joints start to ache a little bit more, and like a lot of that actually went away within the first week or so. And like that was super minor and it wasn't something I was very focused on because it was so like
Right.
just in like the back of my mind, but like I can tell that I'm moving a little bit better and I can like I just don't feel so creaky.
That's so cool. Any other surprising things?
I don't think so. I mean, like, just my list of foods was so surprising.
I know. Mine was very surprising as well. So tell me, how has your life changed since doing the protocol?
Well, I haven't gone out to eat since I've since I've started. By choice though. And that's fine. And I'm sure I could find a workaround for that. But and that's I mean, I shouldn't say that's a huge life change anyway. I usually go out to eat only 2 times a year, with the exception of ordering in pizza. We like to order pizza sometimes.
Uh-huh.
But I haven't had any I haven't had any of that either. I don't know, like I feel like the biggest thing has been, of course, I'm not having trouble with reflux, and so I am able to sleep better, and I don't have to worry about any of those things. But the other thing I would say is I really think it was a really good exercise for me as a dietitian and as a leap therapist, because I have been reading so many food labels, and I become so much more aware of what's in our food. I mean, I was usually a food label reader anyway, but I was looking for specific things that pertain to my health. And also just like becoming aware of, okay, there are a lot of alternatives
There are.
that I
It's
wasn't aware of
amazing. It's
before.
amazing what they have
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that gives me hope for future clients, because no matter what their reds and yellows are, we're going to be able to find a way around those and to help you introduce as many foods as possible, as soon as possible, even while remaining within the bounds of your elite protocol.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's just an amazing find, and still to this day, it's just hard to believe that I was eating foods that were good foods, and they are good foods, but they just weren't the best foods for me. And it does kind of broaden your horizons, because you're like, I still need these nutrients. How am I going to find them? Or I still like this particular food. How can I make it without those particular ingredients? And that's what we as
Yeah.
dietitians are very good at helping, deciphering the results. We don't just hand the results off and say, good luck. We actually work
Yeah.
with you to figure them out. So,
Work with you and your lifestyle to help you feel as normal as possible while decreasing your inflammation as quickly as possible. Yeah.
awesome. Well, it was so great hearing your story. Thanks so much for spending some time with me. And for you guys out there, just remember, lots of disease states are caused by inflammation, not only arthritis, but brain fog, fatty liver, migraines, and the list goes on and on. So just remember that we don't just give you the results of your tests. We work with you. We review the results, support you into your new, less inflamed life. So why wouldn't you get started with food? Give us a call. Thanks so much, Anna. Have a
You're
wonderful
welcome.
day and continue on your leap journey.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.